Okay, cool. Hey, welcome. Oh, let's see if you can see. Oh, yeah, that's good enough. We'll take it. So the mat is a little bit low. Saying I'm picky. So go ahead, get settled, get your mat, get what you need, and then we will begin. And oh, look, there's a cat in my background. There's a kitty back there. She'll stay in the shot, don't worry. As we get settled, gotta love lives, man. They're always like, unless you're like curated perfectly before with the same setup, same place, same house. That's just not how my life works. So, so thanks for bearing with me. Kitty, hi. You wanna come say hi? If I had some Temptations treats, she'd be all in. So today is the evening yoga, so I should say this evening yoga class. Putting it back at, can I help, baby? Come here, baby. Got all the cats here. She was like coming, and then she was like, no, never mind. But we're back at the 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central class as requested. But if folks can't join live, of course, it will be posted and is posted on the YouTube channel. So the focus of the evening classes is to really offer time to just welcome yourself back to the present moment, get a little rest, take a little stretch. You can be easy and light on the moves and asanas. I do not do all the moves and asanas as I want to be able to project my voice and not have it muffled by some of the asanas. And I tend to teach a little bit more influenced by the Eastern style, so there's no music in the virtuals. And it's really about learning the poses, working with your body. In history, it was a private practice, but as it started to gain interest, and the practice was still and is still today a spiritual and a very unique practice to each person. It's just the information was shared with more and more people over time, giving them the ability to gain that acknowledgement, that awareness, that enlightenment possibility. So, and working through the so many different pieces and parts that yoga is a part of, because in the Western style, in the Western societies, we tend to just look at yoga as fitness. Some of us look at it as spiritual, and there's so many other things about it, but we're just looking at one little tiny part of an entire kind of, just an entire grand, revelation kind of deal kind of thing. So whether you want to call it, with some it's religious, with some it's just spiritual, with some, so depending, it can still be very unique. So it's just about learning those asanas and things and working with your body and taking the practice where you will. So I kind of have a nice little Eastern influence, but a mix of that, growing up in the Western style culture there with the class. So, but I like to share that. If you join me on my Instagram Sundays, the focus is looking back at the Sanskrit, which I've shared a bit. If you're following me on Instagram, Carmita Smiles, you can see videos that talk about that. We go through asanas, we discuss the benefits of the Sanskrit, and it just welcomes that knowledge and knowing of, like, now you're not just going through or you're having to follow along the instructor, but you're really getting to know and learn the poses and asanas in English or possibly French if you take a French class with me, and then in the Sanskrit, which can be useful if you're taking classes in various languages and you don't know everything about that language. If the teacher uses Sanskrit, that allows and can help and aid you to get through that class for knowing that knowledge. So that's my spiel today. I'm still a little bit tongue twisted. It's been a wild day, wild week. So go ahead and get settled in. You could have blankets, you could have blocks, you could have straps, and you could do as my dear feline friends near me and sprawl out on your mat, take a moment and start in Shavasana on your back. Or you have that option, of course, to start seated in a Sukhasana or a half lotus. So choose a pose or asana position that is going to allow you to get settled in, get comfortable. We're gonna do about a 5 to 10 minute just welcoming to this present space. Welcome yourself to disconnect a bit from your environment and realign, reconnect with yourself through your breath, through your stretch, and through the awareness points that I'll mention as you do so. So you could have that blanket over you, you could have a pillow underneath the head, do what you need to start to get settled in. If you're seated, it might just be lengthening through the spine, allowing the hands to soften in the lap or over the knees. And if you'd like and you feel that you're in a safe space and place, you can close the eyes or maybe just gently allow them to settle and find a hazy gaze or maybe a focus point on the floor, and start to welcome yourself to your breath. So as I mentioned, this class is about relaxation. There's no real peak pose, just welcoming yourself to self, getting some self-care, self-love. Maybe you have a very hectic, busy schedule, and so it's nice to just take that time to slow down, find stillness, check in with how you're doing. By just being with your natural breathing, welcoming that stillness over the physical body. Just inhaling and exhaling through the nose. I think this is the cat's favorite part of the day. Now, as you're inhaling and exhaling through your nose, take notice to where you feel your breath. Do you feel the breath just in the lungs and chest? Do you feel your breath in your belly or back? Just welcoming awareness to where it leads itself in your body. On your next breath, you'll go ahead and take one of your hands and place them over your heart. And you'll take your other hand and place it over the belly, just above the belly button. The elbows are soft at sides. Whether you're lying down or sitting up, you can still have those closed eyes to welcome a deeper awareness to your breath. Start to deepen your breath. This may cause you to slow the breathing, taking longer, slower, deeper inhales through the nose, and long, deep, slow exhales through the nose. As you do this, you're introducing a bit of oceanic breathing to the practice, where it literally sounds like the ocean waves as you inhale, nice and deep, and exhale through the nose. Nice and deep. You may feel that breath reaching the back of the throat. You may feel your chest or your belly fill, increase, and decrease. It may also allow your heart rate to calm. As you continue to do this, you'll start to allow your exhales to exit from the mouth instead of the nose. So you're still inhaling through the nose, filling filling up that breath and body. And when you're ready to release, exhaling through the mouth, possibly allowing a sigh. Taking a few more of those. After your next deep inhale and exhale, go ahead and allow your breath at your own pace, your own time, to return to its natural breathing through the nose or still through the nose and mouth. It's up to you. Allow the hands to slowly release down at sides or onto the thighs, over the knees, the palms facing up towards the sky. Your spine is still long. Start to welcome awareness and engagement to the abdominals, your center, your core if you're seated. You could still keep that hazy gaze or closed eyes if you choose. Gonna check in with some tension points to release any tightness or tension. So just being aware of your eyelids. If they feel tight and squeezed, welcome a gentle smile upon the face to relax them. Checking in with the jaw. If your teeth are feeling grinding and tight, just relaxing that jaw, loosening the teeth from one another, the top row from the bottom row. Maybe you open the mouth just for a moment, or you just kind of shake the jaw around to release any of that tightness or tension. Still being long in the spine if you're seated, or that back and spine are relaxed if you're lying down on the back, but relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. So if you're tensed up and feeling kind of curled or bent over, just lengthening through, growing tall in your seat, or allowing the shoulders to rest on your mat or floor or bed or wherever you're taking your practice. And checking in with the hips and legs, either with a gentle sway or a gentle movement of the legs if seated. And another breath of release. We'll start to welcome awareness by just some gentle movements in the fingers, just wiggling them around. Welcoming stillness to the hands. And then if you're lying down, you'll want to make your way onto your side slowly. And use your hands for support as you'll gently make your way to a seated position, like Sukhasana. Take your time, no rush, no hurry. Find a breath, take a little movement or stretch. And when you find yourself in Sukhasana, if you're not already there, we'll go ahead and extend the arms out. We'll raise them up towards the sky. The vision can follow. Lengthening, deeper inhale, exhale, palms connect, come down to heart. We'll do that again. Inhale, out and up. This time as you exhale, the palms will connect, pass through heart, and you're gonna welcome a gentle spinal twist or seated spinal twist to one side and direction. Hands can release outside of legs, stretch. Gently release. Arms once again go out and up, breathe. Exhale, passing through heart. Maybe the elbows go out to either side. Take your spinal twist to the opposite direction. Hands release. Breathe. And gently release. This time we're going to take the hands forward out. The cat sees the shadows. She's like, what's happening? Raise up towards the ceiling and sky. Allow the visuals, your eyes to reach towards the ceiling and clouds above if you're outside. And just allow a little side to side movement. So a little side movement to lift one hip or side and then towards the other side. So almost as if your arms are climbing a rope or ladder, but you're moving from your sides, right? Kind of in that center. So you kind of move the hip over, you're indenting into that side while the other side's getting a gentle stretch. That arm moves down, and then you just kind of take it left to right or right to left. Then find stillness at center, palms connect, and to heart. We'll go ahead, if you're at the center of your mat, you want to allow your tail to adjust and face the back of the mat. And you're gonna creepy crawl into a nice seated forward fold. So you may still find yourself in Sukhasana. If you need a little movement or change, you could use the hands to support, and whatever leg was on top, you could bring it to the bottom and allow that opposite leg to find the way to the top. And then go ahead and take your forward fold, breathing, inhaling, exhaling, releasing. As you forward fold, take your time. You're still grounded with that tail into the seat. You're gonna feel a stretch into the hips, possibly down the sides of the tail or just above, and your arms are gonna go long. Your vision can be towards the mat. Take a few breaths in your forward fold. Take your time. Really allow those fingertips to make their way towards the top of the mat. Inhaling, exhaling, releasing. Allowing that back to settle over the lower body. And after your next breath, you'll slowly roll up the spine, coming back to center. Shake anything out that you need, that's calling you. And you're gonna go ahead and take the top leg. That knee is going to come up towards chest. The bottom lower leg is gonna make that foot near the tail on the opposite side. You can wrap the opposite arm around the shin and backstroke that same side arm of the bent knee towards the back. Half lords of fish pose, or another variation of a seated spinal twist. If you're looking for something a little bit more, you could cross that arm instead of taking it from around the shin. Then gently release. We're gonna go ahead and allow our bodies to come back to center. That top leg, you're just gonna go ahead and extend it out to side. Make any adjustments on your mat that you need. I'll turn so you can see what I'm talking about and doing. Go ahead and allow that foot to flex up towards the ceiling or sky. And we're gonna go ahead and allow that same side arm to hand face up, but extend it just past or beside on the inside of that leg. You're gonna extend the opposite arm overhead and side stretch. Take another breath, and when ready, gently release. Go ahead, adjust. Maybe you're still having that tail face the back of the mat. You're going to switch the legs out. So that leg that was on top is going to go back underneath. You're going to Sukhasana once again. So your leg that was on bottom will be back on top as the original setting of your body. And when ready, once again, you're going to inhale and lengthen and exhale, forward fold. So take your time, no rush and worry. Adjust, lengthen through that tail. You're welcoming these hip openers and side stretches into the body, which are beneficial if you've been driving all day or sitting all day, or even if you do a lot of walking but back and forth and you feel a little stiff, you're not getting that full range of motion mobility. Now here's your chance. So go ahead and enjoy that forward fold. That lengthening through the spine. You're creeping those fingertips away from center. That tail still grounding into the seat beneath you, the earth. Breathe in, let go. Check in with that jaw, release any tightness and tension within that awareness. Take a couple more breaths. Then when you're ready, nice and slow, unravel up that spine. Top knee comes into chest. Bottom foot goes near that tail. Wrap that opposite arm around the shin. Same side arm swivels back. Breathe in your spinal twist. Option, of course, to take that arm outside the foot for a deeper twist if that's calling you. Adjust what you need, release, allow the upper body to return to center. Take that top leg out to side. Go ahead, flex those toes up towards the ceiling or sky. Extend and lengthen that arm on the inside. Opposite arm extends and lengthens from the top. Your vision towards the top wall or to sky, to stars, whatever you're looking at above you. Really allow your body to just fall over to the side. It's gonna bring a more intense stretch, but it can also feel and be so just beneficial and amazing for the body. Take another breath, and when ready, slow to release, rise up. We're gonna allow a bending in that knee. We're gonna take both legs behind us, and you're gonna take your first Balasana, child's pose. So you can have the knees hip width apart, or you can take those knees mat width apart, tail over heels behind you. Once again, lengthening through the spine. So for your first Balasana or child's pose, really feel and allow the feet to be flat behind you. The heels, the tail are connected, or that tail's, falling over your heels. You're sinking your torso in between the lower body. Your forehead can be connected to mat, or maybe you have a block or blanket there. And your arms are really wanting to lengthen and not pull, but for now that's a good word for me to use. So you're gently allowing those arms to extend and lengthen with that gentle pull, stretch, not strain, as they want to reach for the top of the mat. Your tail is reaching for the back of the mat. Take another few breaths in your Balasana. And then when ready, you're going to press into the palms. You're gonna lift the tail, engage the core. You're gonna bring the knees aligning with the hips once again. You're gonna walk the hands forward and roll down towards the top of your mat onto your belly. And we're gonna welcome ourselves into a soft Sphinx pose. So make any adjustments that you need. Take any shakes in those hips. Fingertips are gonna come to the top of the mat. Elbows and the arms about 90 degrees, so the elbows are underneath those shoulders. Your chest is slightly lifted. Your vision is lifted towards the top or just past in front of you, whatever is in front of you that you're staring at, focusing on. The legs are flat behind you, knees unbent, feet are flat. My cats are like, what is going on? you can gently release. Allow the hands to move down close to your chest. You're gonna press the palms and hands, fingers into the mat. Lift the belly off the mat. And you're gonna go Balasana once again. This time, keep your knees, if you may, aligned with the hips as you Balasana. And you're gonna keep some height. So your vision is gonna be down towards your yoga mat, but you're not going to allow the head to fall into the yoga mat. So you're gonna keep the chest and head and spine all aligned, raised up. Belly is pressing onto the thighs possibly. Arms are long. You're gonna bring awareness to your right arm. You're gonna thread it underneath the left, real gentle here, and just take a gentle twist. So your shoulder or temple is not gonna connect to mat. Stretching through the shoulder. Then bring it back to center. Rest, release, reset, and then take the left arm underneath the right, thread the needle. So you're still twisting that direction, but you're not placing your shoulder and temple to the mat. A variation to the thread the needle and Balasana combo stretch. You're gonna go ahead, you're gonna bring that left hand back out. You're gonna raise once again off the thighs. You're gonna roll down the mat, coming down onto belly. Legs are flat once again. Make adjustments as you need. Then you're gonna allow your body weight to shift onto your right side. You're going to then kind of lift up that left side. The left arm is going to extend out in front of you. Raise towards the sky and then reach towards your back body. So you can keep the legs as they are long, or you have that option to bend the opposite leg, the opposite leg's knee, where the left hand wants to grab onto the right foot, or the shin or heel. Then release. You're gonna shift that weight to the opposite side. You're gonna take that arm extended out to front, to sky, to back body. The vision follows. Option to now bend the opposite leg's knee once again. You can take that stretch where you choose. And gently release. You're gonna go ahead and have those palms come down to sides. Keep the elbows and arms in close. You're gonna curl up on those toes. You're gonna press the palms into the mat, lifting that upper body. Deeper up dog and stretch. Then you're gonna lift the hips, lift the knees. You're gonna creep the hands back towards you. You're gonna welcome yourself into a yogic squat. So you're on those toes. Your knees are high. We're gonna shift the knees forward. The heels are gonna press into the lower tail or cheeks there. You're getting a stretch in the toes here. And then when ready, allow those feet to rest. You're gonna lift the tail, Uttanasana, forward fold. So take your forward fold as you may, as you need. Maybe you bend and unbend one knee or both knees. Maybe you're pedaling the feet, so you're lifting one heel and then the other. Feel a different kind of stretch in your Uttanasana. Then eventually you'll welcome some stillness in your Uttanasana forward fold. The fingertips are just resting outside the toes. You're gonna invert the head, allowing it to drop. The crown inverting, facing down, or the top of the head facing the ground. Let your arms go heavy now. Let the feet be attached to the earth beneath you on all four sides. And just breathe here in your Uttanasana. Just taking some time to allow your body some stillness, kind of a little bit of some kind of dead neutral weight. And then when ready, you're going to be very slow and steady to gently bend the knees. You're gonna start to unravel the body and spine and start to rise. You're gonna make your way into standing. Take your time, no rush, no hurry. Make your way to standing. When you get to standing, adjust what you need on your body. Maybe you take a little shake, a little walk in place. We're gonna keep it just gentle for a moment. No Tadasana yet, you're just standing. The arms are at the sides. Shoulders are however they may be. Vision is forward. Now notice how your body feels in this posture of just standing at the back of the mat, kind of loose, kind of agile. And then go ahead and start to really bring awareness into the feet. The toes are pointed forward, the heels at the back of the mat. Roll those shoulders back, palms facing forward. Strong length, engagement in the core. Find your Tadasana. Notice any differences now than when you were just kind of loose and agile. Go ahead when ready, take the arms out through sides, raise them up towards the sky. Inhale, exhale, palms connect, forward fold, Uttanasana. Take what you need once again in your Uttanasanas and bending of the knees. Maybe this time the palms connect to the mat. When you're ready, find stillness, lift up, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhale, halfway lift, hold it. Engage that core. You're gonna exhale, forward fold, go right into standing Tadasana. We're gonna find Banasanas here. So go ahead and make any adjustments. Find your feet firmly planted into the mat beneath you. Take the arms out through sides, raise them up to the sky. You can have the arms and fingertips long. You can connect at palms or intertwine the fingers. Allow the arms to come into alignment with the sides of the ears. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, Banasana, side stretch. So Banasana is banana pose. How's that? Getting some little cat meows here. Return to center. Go ahead and take your Banasana on the opposite side. Return to center. Take it back to that original side. We got some little kitten meows going. She's looking for her mama. One more round. Return to center. When you're ready, release the hands from one another if they're connected. Cactus arms. Take the arms out to sides. Take a breath here. Be strong and steady. Inhale, lift the chest, the crown maybe tilts back a bit. Exhale, bring the arms and palms connected at front. Breathe here. And from here, we're gonna keep it gentle. So instead of eagle arms, we're just gonna keep the palms and the forearms connected. You're gonna allow a gentle bend in the knees. You're going to round the back as the elbows kind of want to come in close underneath the chest into belly. Then inhale and rise, extend, lengthen, the fingertips reach towards the sky, tilt back. Then exhale, bend the knees, welcome those elbows back to belly, around the back. One more time, lengthen. And exhale. Return to center, to neutral, the arms disconnect, going back, finding those cactus arms. You'll go ahead and then release them down behind the body. Hands are maybe close to the tail behind. You're gonna drop them down towards floor, lift the chest, shoulders back, vision towards the sky or ceiling. Nice, grand heart opener here. And if you choose, you can stay standing or allow a little back bend here. Then when ready, release, coming back to center. The hands release, they're gonna raise towards the ceiling and sky once again. Palms connect, exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. This time in your forward fold, go ahead and allow the hands to just swing side to side, the body to swing side to side. Hi, baby. Eventually welcoming stillness back to center. Hands go to opposite elbows. Find ragdoll here, side to side or front to back as you wish. And eventually the fingertips will reconnect to the mat. After finding stillness, once again, gently bend the knees, nice and slow. You're gonna lift those heels off the mat again, rolling onto those toes once again. Lift those knees forward. Heels connect to tail behind you if you choose. Then gently soften, relax, and allow the tail to connect to the back of the mat. You're gonna keep the left leg nice and close, extend the right leg away. Option to cross that left leg over right, wrap that right shin over the left, wrap that right hand over the left shin, that would be magical. And then swap that left arm behind you, spinal twist once again. Go ahead, gently release. Swap sides, left leg goes long, right knee comes close. Option to take it over left leg, swoop that right arm behind you. Oh, she stood out the camera this time as she ran away. Go ahead and when ready, return to center. You're gonna extend and lengthen both legs away. Just take a minute to shake out whatever you need. And then we're gonna welcome a bow into angle. So lower body finds a nice diamond shape. Baddha Konasana, bottoms of feet face one another or touch. Hands can then go wherever you choose. That could be placing one back over heart, one over the belly, just above the belly button. It could be mimicking the legs, finding a diamond shaped style here. Or the hands wrapping around the toes and feet, you finding a gentle forward fold. No matter whichever one you choose, focus on the breath making its way down below to the lower body, releasing, relaxing, allowing the muscles to open, to flex, and breathe. Your eyes could go hazy once again, or maybe close as you enjoy your Baddha Konasana stretch, hip opener. Welcoming some awareness into the lower body, grounding into the earth, your lower chakras. Check in with that jaw once again. If you're holding any tightness or tension, just bring awareness to that. Breathing, inhaling, exhaling, and releasing that tightness or tension. Kind of disconnecting the upper and the lower teeth if they're touching and kind of pressing into each other. Just kind of like, oh, release, relax. Take another breath or so in your Baddha Konasana. Then when ready, you'll gently unravel, unroll up that spine. You could shake out the knees or kind of butterfly them for a moment. And then when ready, you're gonna go ahead and extend both legs out to sides. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Take another few breaths in your wide-legged forward fold. Then when ready, Gently use the hands as support and start to creep your way back up to center. The legs slowly start to come back towards center in alignment with the hips. And I'm going to stay up and seated so that you can hear me, but you'll go ahead and start to make your way onto your back. So you do have the option to take a Shavasana seated, of course, that is your choice, but otherwise you'll gently extend and release those legs. You're making your way down onto your back behind you. You're going to then allow the arms to float over your body, taking a full body stretch as the toes reach for one direction and the arms reach for the opposite direction. If you're seated, it could be that you're raising your arms towards the sky and the legs are maybe just extended out in front of you, or you make your way into Sukhasana and do what you please. And after that full body stretch, you'll go ahead and allow yourself to then find your moment of peace or Shavasana. We're going to end this practice as we began. So you'll start to find stillness and connect to your natural breathing. Shaking anything out that you need. Finding release through every inhale and exhale through the nose. You could find that hazy gaze or possibly closed eyes. And then eventually you'll allow one hand over heart, one over belly once again. Continuing to just come into awareness with your breath. Your inhales, your exhales. Filling up your body. Relaxing those elbows. Eventually going from your natural breathing to that deeper oceanic breath once again. So still inhaling and exhaling through the nose, but deeper, slower inhales through the nose and deeper, slower exhales through the nose. You can hear it, feel it entering, exiting as the heart rate soothes and calms. Relaxing the body, grounding more into the earth and mat beneath you. Now on your next breath, you'll move into deep cleansing breaths. You'll take your inhales through the nose and you'll take your exhales through the mouth. So at your own pace and time, you'll adjust from that deep breathing of only through the nose to moving to that deep cleansing Ujjayi breaths, inhaling through the nose, then exhaling through the mouth, possibly with a sigh. Still those hands may be placed over heart and belly, elbows soft at sides. When ready, take one more deep cleansing breath for this practice. And then slowly, gently return to your natural breathing. Take your time, no rush, no hurry. You are welcome to keep one hand over heart and one over belly, or you have that option to slowly allow the palms to connect over your heart, whether sitting or lying down. I'd like to thank you for joining me for this evening Hatha, for calm and breath work and release. May it ease you into the rest of your day, evening, or night with light, smiles, peace, and love. Namaste. If you have questions, reach out. Best place, Instagram to find me. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Take care tonight. I'll talk to you soon.